up, guys? Welcome to episode 80 of Fresh Off the Mats. Bro, this is a big moment. We made it to 80.
You're always so loud.
We made it to 80. It's a big moment. No, we're not whispering.
It's not ASMR. Welcome to episode 80 of Fresh Off the Mats. Episode 80 Jiu-Jitsu Joe. Welcome to episode 80. Do you think they could actually hear us? I guarantee that they can. We're here for you.
I hope they could hear us.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to episode 80 of Fresh Off the Mats.
Christ, you hurt my ears.
You know?
People listen to this in their cars.
Yeah, so they're on their car right now swerving like, oh, shit.
And in headphones.
Yeah.
Jackass.
Episode 80. Dude, 80 episodes. That's crazy, dude.
80 weeks, dude.
80 weeks. And we haven't missed a week.
No.
People have died. We've had to film. Hurricanes happen. We film for you guys when natural disasters happen. We film for you guys when like friends of ours and relatives die. We still make sure we film. When we're going to comp at the end of the week, we make sure to come. We came here on Christmas. We came here on Christmas.
We're retarded.
We came to film an episode of the podcast on Christmas Day.
You're fucking welcome.
You're welcome. Don't ever say we don't love you guys.
We're here for you.
We're here for you guys through broken bones and blood, sweat, tears, and semen.
Wow. I don't know what you're going through.
I'm feeling really good after we just went to eat sushi, and I feel amazing right now. I think it's all the carbohydrates all at once.
The carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates. Do I look vascular? A little bit? No?
A little bit.
I went to the gym today, and I was doing clean and jerks, which I haven't done for a while, so it was nice to do them with like my knee being bummed out. So it felt good.
Went to the gym yesterday. I'm doing a 6-12-25 program.
What did you just say?
So
that sounds like Chinese. Explain.
6-12-25. I forget who created it, but it's so you'll do like 6 reps of an exercise. So it's a tri-set. So there's 3 exercises back to back, right? And so the first exercise you do for 6 reps.
Okay.
And then the second exercise is for 12. Third exercise is for 25.
So you're not doing 6, 12, 25 of one move. You're doing 3 different ones.
3 different motions. One exercise. So let's say it's like barbell or like dumbbell bench. And then, so like on chest day, this is exactly what it was. It was incline dumbbell bench, push-ups, and then incline chest flies.
How many rounds?
3 to 5 rounds.
Okay.
So you grab a weight that you can do 3 to 5 rounds of it, and you can only rest for 10 seconds in between each exercise, and then 2 to 3 minutes after you finish one round. But it's tempo. So the first exercise for like, let's say the chest press takes 4 seconds to come down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go up. You do that for 6. So you have to get heavy enough to where it's heavy for 6, but it's also not so heavy that you can't control it for those 4 seconds. And then the push-ups was 3 seconds. So it's 1,
Bro, anybody
2,
out
3,
there
then you push.
Who's like, I don't know where to start, or I don't know how to work out. Like, I don't know how to work out, but just hearing something like that, it's like, oh shit, I want to try that now. Like, like, it's so weird to me that like people, like CrossFit gyms, they pay usually for programming, like a CrossFit gym, but you can find workouts online. Like, and I don't know. I feel like when you've been doing it for a while, like I've been working out now since I was like 18 years old. I feel like now if I go to a gym, like I could just work out.
Do a workout.
I could do a workout. Like
and this is, I mean, I tell people the same thing too, is because I've been working out now since I was 16. I've been personal training since I was 18. So I'm about to be 30. So 12 years of personal training. What is that? 14 years of working out.
Yeah.
With that, it's obviously like there's been inconsistencies going through the Marine Corps, like certain different physical things that I've actually like aimed for. Like you stuck with CrossFit most of the time, right?
Yeah, I started CrossFit. I started working out when I was 18. I just graduated high school,
and all that.
but I did P90X for the first 2 years. So until I was like 20, 21, I was just working out at home doing rounds and round. Like literally, I finish stage 1 of P90X. I do it all over again. All over again because I was too fat and embarrassed to go to a gym because I didn't want to be the fat guy at the gym. And B, I don't know, it helped give me some knowledge. And with P90X, what was good is you could always just increase the weight to make it more challenging over time. So I thought it was a good place to start. And then I went into CrossFit, which I liked. I liked CrossFit at the time because, again, I didn't know a lot about the fitness world and how to work out. So it was nice for them to just be like, this is the workout. And it would be similar to like whatever the thing you just said. Like it would be a similar, like, we're going to do this for rounds and you rest this much in between. Like, I just like that they told me what to do and I just had to go there, show up for an hour, do the workout and then leave. And I was done with my workout for the day. Then like as time kept going on, like in the past, like what now, year and a half, I moved away from CrossFit and just going to the gym and just doing like programming that like Bobby Maximus will send me, hit programming. I'll do stuff that I see online. Like, oh, that looks like a really fun workout. Like I did a burpee one the other day that was like super killer. But like, it's nice to just go and work out. And like by now I figured out like I can do XYZ. If my knee's hurting me, I could do this and still get a workout. I think that's where people like, oh, I have a bump shoulder. So they're like, I avoid the gym for 2 weeks. Why? You can't back squat if your shoulder's bothering you?
You can still work your legs, or like you can find
You could do sit-ups? You can't do sit-ups?
The reel that I posted, that it's doing, even right now, it's still getting likes and shares.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a Y raise. A Y raise is you just on the incline bench, but your chest is on the bench itself, and you just raise your arms.
Yeah, but you know how many people have never done that before?
And it's literal shoulder work. If you look at the weight, like instead of the message that I posted, the weight I'm using is 2.5 pounds. Yeah, right? One, it was also at the end of the workout.
You know how many people cannot do that?
But that's the whole point. It's a shoulder mobility workout. Like, yes, it's an exercise and all that, but it's for shoulder health. That's what that ended for, and that's why. But people also like get into their head. And I was thinking about it when I was doing the workout. Like, it's funny when I grabbed the 5s and I was like, man, I wouldn't be able to do, because it was 3 seconds up, hold for a second at the top. I was like, I wouldn't be able to do 5 pounds at the end of my workout with this. Plus, it was right after jiu-jitsu, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to hold 5 pounds. And it blew, like, it was just like, you know, what are they called? Epiphanies. Like, I had one where it was just like the amount of people that would rather try to ego push, then they'll get hurt even more instead of, because I bummed out my shoulder over the weekend from the wedding. And so I was like, I need lighter weight anyway, and this is going to be good for it. And it felt great. Now it feels amazing just off of doing some exercises just to open it up a bit.
When I'm getting ready to do like lifts, like overhead squats or stuff, or snatches, bro, I spend like 5 to 10 minutes with the PVC beforehand, like just getting the motion down. And the amount of looks I get from people who clearly don't know what I'm doing, like I'll literally sit at the bottom of a squat with the PVC on my back, and I'll just shoulder press.
PVC or PBC?
I thought it was PVC. It's a PVC pipe.
I thought it was PVC.
You get it at Home Depot. It's PVC pipe.
PVC?
PVC.
I've always said PVC.
PVC?
PVC pipe.
Nope, it's PVC.
V?
PVC.
No.
I'm pretty sure. Now you got me fucked up. No. But I'll just stand there with that light pipe. It weighs what? Maybe a half a pound. And I just sit there and I just press up. And I also do it at the end of my workout just to like, I'll do back squats with the PVC pipe. It's PVC, no?
It is.
Yeah.
But I'll do PVC.
I'll do back squats with just that, just to get the flow going and like the motion down. And like you could stick a 5-pound weight on a PVC and make that even challenging for pass-throughs. But people like don't understand. They're just like, I don't understand. You're about to do all this heavy weight. Why are you doing it with just that thing?
And it's
like, you got to open up shoulders, to open up my knees, open up the hips and stuff. People don't get that shit, dude.
Powerlifting coach, when I was doing powerlifting, it's actually the guy I still work for. He wouldn't let me touch real weight for, I think it was like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And
practicing with PVC.
That's all it was. I had a bench with it. I had to do deadlifts with it. I had to squat with it, because all he cared about, he's like, we're going to get your form right. Yeah. So we worked on my form. And then when I finally was able to add weight, started just throwing up weight like easy. I went from never deadlifting to when I first worked out with him. And then that's when he readjusted me, because I started off at 135. And then he was like, all right, we're going to work with the PVC. Yeah. From my deadlift being at 135, within a month and a half, I went up to about another 2 weeks. So within 2 months of training with him, I went from 135 all the way up to 485.
Yeah.
And it was all because my form became perfected. And then the weight just kind of
because people think a lot of times, and I'm not saying the strength is not a factor, but people a lot of times with like Ollie lifts, like Olympic lifts, they think it's all about how strong you are. But a lot of times you see these guys from China, they're like 140 pounds.
They'll
snatch like 300 pounds like nothing, because it has nothing to do. You're not taking the barbell and bringing it straight over your head. You're bumping it at the midpoint, like off the legs. and you're getting it to like right about here, and you're dropping yourself underneath the bar and catching it.
It has nothing to do with you actually like.
You're not bringing it.
Sometimes
all the way
you'll see
up
it
here.
like there's an opening. They are no longer like holding that bar.
Yeah.
It's literally floating, and it's like that's why those exercises like they literally terrify me. Yeah. Those specific ones, they scare the hell out of me because I'm like, I look at it like a snatch, dude. That just thinking about having to have that motion happen to my shoulders, I'm like,
because there's got to be a point where you flow, lock into place, because now the weight's over here and it's gonna come down, and you have to lock all your joints.
To me, I'm like, that is terrifying.
I like that stuff. For me, it's fun, and I like it for like hip strength.
Oh yeah, I'll do like a clean and jerk. I'll do a clean and press. The snatch is what gets me.
Snatch is the hardest one of them all.
Snatch because that's the one because you're just popping it and you're having to like. Oh man.
And catch it at the right angle.
Yeah,
like
that one is the scariest one to me.
And that one, like, people like, it's easy if you're gonna fail at it, like let's say you're not gonna catch it, it's pretty easy to get out. Like if I catch a snatch and I realize it's too far behind me, I just throw myself forward and let the bar drop behind me.
But that's also a skill
but people don't know how to do that.
Or
if it's here, sometimes you don't get enough momentum to bring it right overhead, so the bar stops here. Just drop and sit back.
Push. Yeah. That a lot like
that's a skill in its own.
Learning how to dump the weight is also proper.
Yeah,
like
learning how to get bail out of moves is super important. It's just like jiu-jitsu. When to bail out, like, hey, this is not fruitful anymore.
One of the things, back to what we were saying in the beginning, though, like when it comes to working out and stuff like that, it's like, it's funny because like how you said, like now you could just go in the gym. It's funny for me. I don't ever want to do that now. Yeah. Because I've gone years of like program design, right? I've designed my own workouts. I've tested a lot of workouts for myself, making them for other people. Dude, by the end of the day, I don't want to think anymore. Yeah. When it comes to my own programming,
that's why I got to
a point where I was like, I don't want to think.
Here's the thing. I think it's also dependent on the time of day, because when I would go to CrossFit, it would be like at 4 p.m. And by that point, I don't want to think anymore. I just want to go on autopilot. Now that I switch my workouts to like 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning, it's the first thing I do. So I don't mind burning some brain power to power through it and just, hey, I'm doing this, and this, just go and do it.
I just run it through an app and I'm like, all right, I have my workouts, I'm good. And there are days like, I mean, one, there's a shit ton of programs that I'm able to select from. So I can also select a different program and pick that day instead if I don't feel like I'm going to start a workout.
Nowadays, it's easy to find a workout.
That's what it's like.
The internet made it like, if you say you don't know what to do, go online and just type in, dude, you could type in superhero workouts on Google and they literally give you workouts that are named after like Batman, Superman. They're just like push-ups, pull-ups. It's nothing crazy.
But it'll get you in shape. And that's also the thing, people
overcomplicate
They underestimate what very basic things can do. My sister has dropped, I forget how much weight she's dropped. I forgot where she started off, but she's lost a good amount of weight.
Yeah.
All she does is walk. Like she'll go to the gym every now and then, but she's not like consistently in the gym. She's just kind of restricted what she's eating and has walked every day and has lost so much weight. And you know, it'll piss me off because I know people will be like, oh, well, she's young. It's not just about being young. She stopped eating so much food. She stopped going out as much and she just started moving more.
The age is a factor, but it's not the determinant.
It's not a big as big a factor as people think.
It's just do it. It's just do something. Can you do 5 push-ups? No, I cannot. Can you do 2? Can you do 2 push-ups in between every commercial of a show you're watching?
Or just go fucking give yourself 20 minutes.
Here, do this. Do 2 push-ups and 5 air squats in between a show you're watching at every commercial.
And then you'll know.
By the end of the show, an hour show, you're going to do at least, 20 push-ups and 50 air squats or something like that? So
it's something.
It's something. And that's the thing. You just start with that, little by little.
And you'll want to try to challenge it more. That's one of the conversations I had with one of my clients because she was very concerned about like getting back into the gym, right? Because I worked with her a while ago. She lost a bunch of weight and then we went on a few years of just not working together, right? She gained a lot of weight back and all that. It's fine. It's normal, right? But now she was concerned about getting into the gym. All right. That's also fine. It's very normal to feel that way. Just like even you said, you were like, I didn't want to be that guy in the gym.
Yeah.
That's fine. Very normal. All I was just like, hey, what's your favorite thing to do in the gym? She was like, oh, I like to go on the treadmill. I was like, so go on the treadmill. She goes, yeah, but I know I have to lift weights. I was like, don't worry about weights.
Yeah.
Just get to the gym.
Yeah, because I think
go to the gym, walk on the treadmill, be there.
Yeah.
And I was like, after about 15, 20 minutes, leave. I was like, she was like, what about weights? I was like, we're not worried about weights.
Yeah.
About 3 weeks later, she was just like, hey, what program should I go on? And so I told her, I was like, go on this one. And she was like, oh, but it only has me working out 2 or 3 days a week. And I was like, that's fine.
I think you gotta make that part. Like, you know how like people talk about parts of the brain that like fire.
Yeah.
I think if you stop going to the gym, that part of your brain shuts down.
Yeah.
It doesn't use anything. So I think when you that's why I don't like to take a lot of time off of the gym, because you need to get the blood pumping to that part. You got to get that nerve popping. Like,
it's
hey,
hard.
We like going to the gym. We like how we feel after the gym.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't use that part of your brain for a long period of time, your brain doesn't understand like, no, this is a thing we like. Like we like how we feel afterwards. We like that, all the shit that comes along with it.
It's no matter what your brain, as humans, we like consistency. No matter what people say, like they're like, oh, I want to. My favorite is like whenever I work with someone new and I'm like, all right, I need you to track your food. This is what we're going to be doing. This is it. They're like, oh, I can't eat the same things every day. I'm like, what do you get at Starbucks? What do you get at McDonald's? Bet you order this. I bet you. I can bet a lot of money.
We're creatures of habit.
We are, no matter how different you want to feel, you're a creature of habit. You will like the consistency.
Yeah.
You don't like eating these certain foods now because they are not consistent with what you've been eating.
Yeah.
But I guarantee the same freezer food that you would always get is the same exact one at all times. The same fruits, the same vegetables.
Dude, I don't switch up my ice cream very often.
And that's the thing. You're going to stay
it's usually
with
the same
thing.
2-3 flavors.
And trying a new thing every now and then is fine.
Yeah,
right? Like
once in a while I get...
Even with the food that I eat, like I eat pretty much the same things consistently. Yeah. I'll change up the way I make it, but it's based off the same stuff, right? Yeah. Like it doesn't matter. But even then, when I'm working with people, it's always so funny because the second I start working with them, they're just like, oh, I can't. That's the same thing. Like, what about something new? Can I have something different? I'm like, what? You can't have something different every single day. One, you don't have the budget for it. I guarantee it. Because one, I spend probably around like $500 to $600 worth of food a month. Yeah. And I buy the same things all the time.
Bro, it's so funny, like those meal prep companies that are like, try our meal prep company because we offer like 40 different meals that you could choose from to get delivered to you every week. I realized when I was, which one was I using? Factor. I was using the Factor meals for a long time. Actually, I think I used it for like almost a year at one point. And I was getting them delivered to my house every week and they were great. But I realized like it was cool to try stuff in the beginning. Yeah. But after like the first 2-3 weeks, I was like, oh, I like the chicken and broccoli.
And then
I
you
like
always had that in the menu.
Yeah, I always had those in the menu. Maybe I throw in like something different, but I always
you'll find and this is also what I do. I coach my clients on too. I try to tell them like, look, go to that. Yeah. Like if you know you can eat that every single day, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like that means good. You found what you can stick with. You know what you like to make.
Yeah.
So it's also because it's funny, and I tell people this all the time too. I'm like, listen, when you start doing this, you're going to realize you're going to start saving money because now you're not buying all that food that's just going to go bad.
Extra shit.
Yeah, like all the extra shit that's just going to go bad. And
what do you think about like, do you think like, fuck, I just had a thought and I forgot it. Fuck, damn it. I literally just had a good point and I fucking forgot it. Do you think it's
Just dealing with food. Dealing with food, bro.
With food, like,
man.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking on this. Oh, here's what it was. Do you think it's because we look at food as an efficiency thing where maybe other people don't look at it that way? Like, I don't know if you're like this, but I eat food for the efficiency of it as far as like, I know I have to eat lunch because I'm going to train later. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if I eat dry ass chicken and rice. I don't care if I eat plain, like some people need to put seasoning on their chicken. I could eat my chicken, literally just grill it. No salt, no pepper. I could eat it plain. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. But like, do you think, I don't know, maybe that's just how I am. I could just eat the same boring ass food.
So you've met
my
boy Spina.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude will literally, to make sure he gets his protein in, will drink like the little things, the egg whites.
Yeah.
He'll go down that.
Yeah.
Like that's a normal thing for him. He doesn't, it's not for taste or anything. It's, I need my protein. He'll
I won't do this all the time, but I'm saying like, if I have a comp coming up, I have zero problem with just plain ass chicken.
And that's also where I tell people too. And that is it. So like,
because some people are picky. They're like, oh, I can't eat just a plain chicken. Now, it's the end of the world for me.
That's why I ask people like, when I work with someone, like, what are your goals and all that? Like, what are you looking for? If someone comes to me and they're just like, oh, I just want general health, I'm not going to be that strict on them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and be like,
if you have an athlete come to you. But if
I have someone who's like, you have a physique competition coming up, or I have jiu-jitsu coming up. Hey man,
struggle through it.
You have to stop. Now food is fuel at that point. But I saw actually a really good post that I
because I could look at like, I have a switch in my brain where I could just be like, oh, food is just fuel for me. I could cut out all the seasonings. I don't need potatoes. I don't need ice cream. I could like just turn it off and just be like, dude, if the next 3 weeks before the next competition you need me to eat grilled chicken and broccoli to make weight, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
So and like Danielle will be like, what do you mean you could just eat chicken without no salt, no seasonings?
So I won't do that. Yeah.
Like I'm crazy.
No,
like
seasoning, I'll always do seasoning because like I at least want it to taste good. But if I needed to go down to something like that where it was just like, hey, like I need to cut that much, which is also why like right now I'm 6 pounds above my fight weight. I'm trying to keep it that way. Like now I'm even dialing back a bit. I know we went out for sushi today, so it's just like that's going to be my
today was a treat. Like I don't do this.
And that's the thing. It's like now it's okay. Tomorrow and the rest of the week, I have to be.
Which you notice how different like the mindset is too, because me and you just were like, oh, we went to sushi. Like that's a treat. Some people's treat is like, bro, I'm gonna have 12 pizzas and fucking milkshakes and like. My treat was just, what did I have? 8 rolls of sushi, 9 rolls of sushi. But like, you get what I'm saying? Like that, like value wise versus having 2 large pizzas, a milkshake and fries. Like those are 2 treats, but they're 2 very different. Like one is way cleaner than having the other.
And so that was the post I saw the other day. It was, and that's why I said I liked it a lot. So when people talk about calories, they say either good or bad, clean or dirty food. And it's just like, I don't even like talking like that to my clients either. Cause it's like, bro, go have a chocolate bar. If you want a chocolate bar, go have a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Don't have a chocolate bar 5 times a day and all that, and like 7 days out of the week. Like, bro, like, or if you are, like, fucking ease up a bit or something, right? Like, you got to control it.
Yeah. But
even then, it's just like, it's not bad. It's not the best value.
Yeah.
And so that's how this post was worded. It was like so they were talking to their grandfather, and he was just like, oh, you got to run later. Is that the most valuable thing you can eat? Mm-hmm. So, and like to think of it that way is just like, now, all right, well, if I'm going to go work out, should I eat all this candy, or should I probably have like a decent pre-workout that's going to have like the electrolytes in it, and yes, a small carb source, maybe like a banana or some oranges, light in the calories, but it's giving me the energy I need versus, oh, like, you know, when people were like, oh, I can eat all this candy because, you know, it's pre-workout, it's sugar, right? It's just like, yes, you could. I'm not saying it's bad.
I think
but it's just like, what's the workout? But what's the value there?
I think you devalue the workout, because I look at working out as like, I'm going to go do this for the benefits that come later on. Like, I'm not doing a workout. Yes, you're doing it in the moment to like benefit your body in the moment to like feel good.
It's long-term.
But I'm looking at it as like, oh, I did this workout today because I know once I recover and stuff, I'm going to feel amazing afterwards, and the benefits that come afterwards. I think these people who are like, oh, before I go to the gym, I pound down like 2 cheeseburgers and I have fries and it's all this good carbohydrate and stuff. But I think your workout suffers then. Like, then you make the workout suffer.
But then also it's just like, at that point,
I want the most value out of my short time in the gym.
I also talk to people about intent behind things. So like you know, I've done 75 Hard a lot, right? And one of the things that people misunderstand a lot about that program is that it's not a workout program. Yes, you work out, but they don't understand why the mentally tough part comes into play on that, right? Like, there is a huge portion in consistently working out, because everyone looks at it, oh, it's only 75 days. Go work out every day for 75 days.
Yeah.
That's part of it, because you're doing it every day, twice a day, 75 days straight.
Yeah.
May not seem long because it's only 2.5 months. Can you do it for 75 days? Can you read a book every day for 75 days? Like that's the hard part, but it's also one of the big things like Andy loves to talk about, and it's something that I adopted into talking to all my clients about, is the intent behind what you're doing. Yes, again, you can go have a cheeseburger before your workout. Yeah, you're getting carb source, you're getting protein. With the intent behind it, were you actually eating that because it's to fuel your workout? No. Or are you eating it because it's mouth pleasure? You're over here just, oh, I want to feel good because I enjoy the burger. It's just, and I'm not saying a burger is bad. Go have a burger, especially if you go make your own. You can get good, nice, lean ground meat, season it up however you want, make a good burger. But even then,
like, that should be after your workout.
It would. That would be it would be a post-workout meal. But I was just using what you said as an example. But even then, there are plenty of guys who do that, and it goes back to what's your intent behind it. Just like when you do go to the gym, or you go to the gym, it's just like when we talked about the other day, when people they stand around in the gym, they're there for 2-3 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, what's your intent? I go in there and people will see
10 reps in like 10 minutes. And I was like, "Doe, you did 10 reps and then you walked around the gym for another 9 minutes."
And that's also what I hate when people are like,
I'm there like, boom, boom, boom,
and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm bulking, I'm doing a powerlifting program."
Bro,
let me show. I can tell people the workout I went through with my buddies It was powerlifting. There's 3 of us. We would finish within an hour.
Yeah.
3 of us doing a or 4 of us actually doing a powerlifting program, which means we are getting our 2 to 3, sometimes 5-minute rest. Yeah. But the workload we're being under, we're working at like 95% maxes.
Yeah.
This isn't like, oh, we're at 60 to 70%. We're struggling a bit. You're getting a good lift in. But I don't need 5 minutes on 70%.
It just boggles my mind because when I see shit like that, I'm like, I don't understand what you're doing. Like, to go and do this 10 times and then you walk around the gym for 10 minutes, I'm like, what is the net benefit versus the time you put in? Like, my workout today was 5 power clean and jerks and then 15 ab sit-ups with the weighted ball. And I put 2.5 minutes on the clock. So I did that in 2.5 minutes, rest a little bit, 2.5 minutes, rest a little bit, 2.5 minutes. And I did that for 10 rounds. And that was my workout. Yeah. Meanwhile, this guy just did like 50 reps in that time of just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, go bullshit for 10 minutes. And I'm like, you're not getting the most out of your workout. Like, you're spending like, and this is the guy online who's like, I spend 3 hours in the gym every day. And I'm like, you don't have to. You literally don't have to.
I promise you don't need to be there that
long. You could cut that time in half if you cut out the nonsense.
I tell people
you don't need to do 100-pound dumbbells 10 times. Do 50-pound dumbbells and then rest only like 2 minutes and do it again. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and that's what it blows me away. I don't know.
I saw a guy struggling the other day with 100-pound dumbbells. He's like, and getting it like up to
barely
here.
Anything.
And I'm like, what is the purpose of this? Just to say, I've never curled 100-pound dumbbells. I've never done that. I never even attempt to grab the 100 pounds.
I think the most I've ever curled was 65. I think I curled.
That's 65. More than me. Yeah, that's more than me. I go to like 50, and that's like if I really want to get a pump that day. Usually, I stick with like.
Oh no, the 65 was just to see if I could, and I curled 65. I did it for 1 set, and then I was like, I'm dropping.
Yeah,
but it was like
I did
one
50s
time
for
like,
one set. Shit. I stick to 30 to 35 pound dumbbells, and I'll curl those 10 times. You can break
look
10
at
times.
Olympians, and that's what goes through my head. I'm like, when you think about bodybuilding workouts, like when I see a bicep curl, you're not thinking about like that for functionality. You're thinking about that because you want biceps. Right?
Yeah,
like that's aesthetics. What it's for.
That's what I'm saying. I don't go get 70-pound dumbbells for dumbbell curls. At most, like I said, maybe one set I'll grab the 50s and do that. Yeah. But I stick at the 30, 35, maybe 40 if I'm feeling sprite.
You will get a huge pump off of those. If not, you go do some spider
People
curls.
Think you got to grab this guy's struggling with these and he's going like this. I'm like, what the fuck?
Makes you feel good. And that's why it's always funny to me.
So other people say, wow, he's bicep curling 100 pounds. To here?
That's what goes
to here? What about to here? All the way up?
I walk in because I love it. Because like, dude, I'm not a huge guy, obviously. I'm 5'8". I weigh anywhere from 168 to 175, right? I'm not a big dude. So I love seeing these guys. And then there was one dude, like I kept seeing, you know when you can see someone look at you in the mirror?
Yeah, I hate that.
And so I see him he kept looking over at me. And then I forgot what he did. He picked up, I think he was doing a chest press, right? He did the chest press. It was a flat bench press. And he picked up the 50s and he kept looking over at me. And then he did like a smirk and walked off. So I was like, okay, motherfucker. Walked over, grabbed the 70s, and I just started doing pause reps, going slow, pause at the top, coming all the way down, pause at the bottom. And I was just going slow just to show like, dude, I'm able to push, but that's not what my workouts are for. Because then also what goes through my head is like, did you go do jiu-jitsu for 3 hours a day?
Yeah.
Are you
done with your day?
Yeah. Are you done with your day? And that's
the
thing. That's your one workout, bro. Yeah. And I'm not saying this as like to like.
No, it matters. No, it's a reason to brag because people don't understand that. People are like, oh, you can only bench press 235, 245. Yeah, I also have 4 hours of jiu-jitsu to go through today.
It's also the fact,
or are you just working out and then you're done with your physical
and also my functionality, I don't need that. Yeah. Like, bro, even at my weight, if I can bench 225 now, right now I'm at 205. That's my bench max right now. I've benched up to 315
But people look at me crazy when they're like, oh my God, he only has 225 on the bar. And I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to go to 275.
It's also like to understand like why do you need it? Like right now, I don't
want to get hurt.
But it's also you don't need it. That's not what you currently need at this time. Like I said, I've benched 315 at my height and weight. Now at that time I was 190. I was at 315. But now it's just
20
like
pounds on you, and I could never do 315. I don't think I ever.
If you focused it, you could. You'll be able to blow it out the water. I bet.
No way, man. 275, 285. That shit gets heavy as fuck, and I feel like my shoulders are gonna explode at that point.
Well, I mean, again, powerlifting workout. You go do a 5x5 with that, or a 10x3, and that's what I would do. It was either a 5x5 or a 10x3. And then after that, it's accessory work because then you go. That's the main part of the workout. That's also what people don't understand. I'll see them say they're powerlifting, but then they'll do a powerlifting routine in a sense, and then they go do a bunch of bodybuilding stuff. I'm like, bro, You do the powerlifting, and then you do like 2 or 3 accessory motions.
Yeah.
That's it. You work out a little accessory muscles, then you're done for the day.
Yeah.
It's not to be in there for 2 or 3 hours because
I don't have time like that. I want
that's
to
also
be
what I don't get.
an hour. I want to be an hour in there
45
because
minutes
I know,
to an hour, and I want to leave.
Yeah, an hour at the gym to work out because I know I got 3 hours, 4 hours of jiu-jitsu in the day. And like, bro, you can only go so much, dude. Guys, that was episode 80. We'll see you next week for episode 81. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
81. Yeah, we're both feeling it, bro. Our fucking legs are killing me.
Carbs.